Motorola injects the Razr Ultra 2025 with bigger hardware upgrades that makes the flip style phone more powerful than anything else prior to it, all while deepening its experience with Moto AI. However, this is all amounts to a steeper cost. Motorola had two back-to-back successes with Razr Plus 2023 and Razr Plus 2024, so the company is clearly on the right path when it comes to making some of the best foldable phones around. This year, however, Motorola is shaking up the lineup by introducing three new models: the Razr 2025, the Razr Plus 2025, and Razr Ultra 2025. The Plus is no longer the premier flagship model in the lineup, as the new Razr Ultra 2025 now occupies that top position, boasting a more powerful chipset, a bigger battery, more storage and RAM, a larger main display, Moto AI features out of the box, and more. However, it commands a higher cost that catapults it into flagship territory alongside phones like the iPhone 16 Pro Max and Galaxy S25 Ultra. That's why I want to explain what kind of value this new ultra foldable offers despite costing more with my Motorola Razr Ultra review. With the new moniker, it's no surprise that the Ultra ups the ante with its higher $1,299 starting cost. That's a premium $300 over the Razr Plus 2024 and puts the Razr Ultra firmly into the flagship phone category. I won't say yet if the higher price point is valid, but just know that it has double the storage of the Plus at 512GB, more RAM, a bigger 4700 mAh battery, a premium chipset, and faster charging speeds. Additionally, it's really nice that you have more color options to choose from this time. You get a choice between Pantone Rio Red, Pantone Mountain Trail, Pantone Cabaret, and Pantone Scarab. I have got the latter, which features a sweet-like Alcantara finish. While some would argue this is the most premium option of the bunch, I prefer the Pantone Mountain Trail version with its wooden finish. Motorola hasn't made any drastic changes with the design of the Razr Ultra 2025 since it bears many of the same design aesthetics as last year's Razr Plus 2024. For a flip-style phone, it's still a charming design with its thin construction, although it's a touch thicker, wider and heavier than its sibling in the Razr Plus 2025. The hinge, too, feels more substantial because it's reinforced with titanium. In addition to the gapless design as before, the crease in the middle of the display isn't as deep as before, even if it's still visible at just the right angle. More importantly, I really like the snappier response of the hinge, which is not as stiff as last year's Razr Plus 2024. For a phone that folds, it still feels incredibly sturdy, which is backed up by its IP48 rated construction, but I'm not confident that the Alcantara will hold up as well as some of other finishes. Not only do I worry about it staining, but I also wonder if it will fade with frequent wireless charging. Apart from the new finishes, the only other design changes involves the addition of the AI key on the left side of the phone. While the design remains largely unchanged, the new hinge design and additional finishes continue to make it charming amongst foldables. It's a minor size upgrade in my opinion, but the Razr Ultra 2025 now packs a 7-inch Super HD AMOLED display. That's a mere 0.1-inch increase over display size in the Razr Plus 2024 and 2025. First of all, I will say it's a good looking display complete with wide viewing angles, bright colors and tons of details. And while the 22:9 aspect ratio doesn't interfere with how I generally use the phone, it does sort of make the video watching experience a bit odd, largely in part of how standard 16:9 videos have gaps on the left and right sides. I could perform a zoom to get videos to fill the entire screen, but then it crops a lot of the top and bottom. Thankfully, it's still brilliant looking with its peak brightness output of 1835 nits. This actually comes up short compared to the record-setting mark of 2158 nits achieved by the Razr Plus 2024, but it's still incredibly bright by today's standards. In fact, few phones have exceeded 2000 nits in our lab testings. On the outside, it will feature 4.0-inch POLED display with a resolution of 1272 by 1080 pixels. It's sharp and detailed and allowed me to better use the phone one-handed. Due to how it can run any app in full screen mode, I really love this, even though the camera lens can sometimes cover up parts of an app I need to access. Just as before, there are tons of personalization options and the ability to place it in one of its flex modes to access its desk display mode. I wasn't a fan of the switch Motorola made with the Razr Plus 2024 since it dropped the ultra-wide camera in favor of a telephoto one with 2x optical zoom, but I'm glad that Motorola has gone back to that setup with the dual camera setup on the Razr Ultra 2025, which consists of a 50 megapixel main camera paired with a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera. Flip phones such as this are meant for blogging, so ultra-wide cameras are valued for this exact reason when it's paired with the outer screen for recording video. While there is an upgraded 50 megapixel selfie camera embedded into the main display, I still love being able to use the better rear cameras paired with the outer screen. This makes selfies and blogging much easier. Content creators will enjoy the number of camera modes available with the Razr Ultra 2025, including new editions like Group Shot, which basically takes a burst of images and blends the best faces for the picture perfect shot. As much as I like using Pro mode to tweak the camera settings to my hiking, it's only for photos and not videos. Plus, it's missing a portrait video mode that other similar priced phones offers. Here are some camera samples of the Motorola Razr Ultra 2025. The arrival of the Razr Ultra 2025 puts Motorola into a deeper conversation with the best phones because it's finally armed with a flagship caliber chipset, the Snapdragon 8 Elite. I'm not surprised by how much of a difference this makes because I have seen the benchmark scores put up by other phones, but it definitely makes the Razr Plus 2025 the most powerful foldable phone in our tested to date. In Geekbench 6, the Snapdragon 8 Elite paired with 16GB of RAM outperforms last year's Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 powered Razr Plus 2024 by a long way. Its single and multi-core scores of 2719 and 8342 respectively even managed to beat Galaxy Z Flip 6. There's also a remarkable GPU performance boost as well, nearly doubling the frame rate that the Razr Plus 2024 achieved with 3D Mark's Wildlife Unlimited test. The 73.74 FPS average frame rate pulled in by the Razr Plus 2024 isn't too shabby, but the Razr Ultra managed 145.32 FPS running the same test. This is all translates to an exceptional performance no matter what I do or run on the phone. Scrolling through the interface is also buttery smooth, thanks in part to its adaptive 165Hz refresh rate, which gives animations that extra fluid look. Games run really well too, including when I play them in full screen mode with the outer screen. All of this just shows how much of a leap it is over last year's Razr Plus 2024. I have yet to commit long term to using a flip style phone, but the Motorola Razr Ultra 2025 is making a strong case to make me ditch my Galaxy Z Fold 6. That's because this compact ultra sleek foldable phone is turbocharged in nearly every way over last year's Razr Plus 2024. Like I have said already, it's the most powerful and longest lasting foldable phone I have come across. On other note, I also love how it goes back to main and ultra wide camera setup, which is powerful combo for creators. I just wish there were more video centric modes to really make more use out of it. At the same time, the new Moto AI features help to diversify its experience, but it doesn't come close to matching the robust set offered by the Galaxy Z Flip 6. There's definitely still a lot more that Motorola could do to bring it to the same level, but it's not here in the current iteration. Most of all, I'm torn about the higher cost. It's a big step up over past models and sets a precedent for everything else. Price increases are inevitable, but this is just a bigger jump than what I anticipate shelling out for a flip style phone. It's not perfect, but the Razr Ultra 2025 is steering in the correct direction by entering the AI conversation, all while making marked improvements just above everywhere.